So the next step, I will show you how can we extract these isocurves and create the glass panels or the frames for the glass.
So let's say how to get all these isocurves. They are not lines. If I go here, I can't select this separately. It will select the whole surface. So one way is extract isocurve, right? Extract isocurve, but it will extract, it won't extract the exact isocurve which you have seen. But yes, you can extract isocurves from any place you want, right? This also helps in some way. I will tell you the use of this, how important is this as well. Currently, I want the visible isocurves of which the surface is made up of. So I will just select the whole surface and use another tool which is extract wireframe. This is a very handy one. So I select this and straight away it will extract the whole wireframe. So my deform geometry, if I off this from the layer, you can see the wireframe here. Straight away, you just group it so that you can select it all together. Now you can see the structure system of the whole thing. And how to give it create panels out of it. I will just use straight away. I will use pipe command, right? You have used pipe command before also. Okay, so first select your rails and then bring the pipe command. It will take them all together. Spacebar. It will ask you the pipe radius, right? You want a cap flat or rounded. We have discussed that how it works. Currently, I want it flat only, and the pipe radius is 1 mm, right? So it's very small. I will give it, let's say 100 mm. Let's see what happens. Enter. Oh, it's too much again. Let's try again. Pipe radius 10 mm. Still too much. Again, right click pipe radius 5. Enter. This seems okay, right? So what I can do, I can again start putting everything in layers straight away. I will use this select curve option and I will go to the type 2 and I will create a new sub layer of or I will just put this in base curves only, right? And it is already hidden. This layer I will convert into the structure, right? And select all of it, group it, and put it in structure. Now again, you bring that deform geometry. This time now you can off the isocurves. You already taken advantage of that. Let's play with these curved surface now. Now let's play with the top surface, this one, right? If you see in the previous model which I showed you in the beginning, I have used a hatch pattern here. Let's do the same to this in the top one. Okay, so this is a whole thing. Either you can explode this or you can use Control Shift to select surfaces separately, and now you can right click to extract the surface. Right now, if you select, it is extracted and it is removed from that. It's not copied. So let's say I want like this only. So I will select the surface, and if you remember, there are two ways how can I flatten my geometry. One is unroll surface, right? This also helps in some situations. So if you see now, this is the geometry which is unrolled. It is just like uh, taking out that form in a paper. And if I go to properties and remove the isocurves, you can see. But you can use hatch pattern in this also. This also will work. Let me show you how. And one more thing about hatch patterns, it works only if you have a closed curve, not on the surface. So it's like you can't hatch in this. If I use H, bring the hatch command, and straight away it is telling me to ask the curves, to select the curves. But I don't have curves here. I only have surface. So if you remember, using the curve from object tool set, I can duplicate edges, and also I can duplicate the border also together. So I will use this, or you can just type dup border, the shortcut, right? And straight away it gives you an option to select surfaces, poly surfaces, and other things. I will select the surface and I will right click, and you can see I've got the border, right? So I will keep the border here, and now I will bring my hatch command, and you can see straight away it is hatched the surface. Let's say I will bring this pattern, same pattern I have used, scale it to 10, let's say, still too much. Okay, let me hide this also, and then select the curve, hatch, scale it to 100, or you can scale it to 150. 175 is fine. Yeah, just need to see. Don't want to make the file too much heavy. Now this hatch, there is nothing I can do with this hatch. It's just like a a full block or something. So I have to explode this. So I will use explode command. Now I can extrude this curve, right? So I will select the whole set of hatch patterns. Just deselect my boundary and use extrude curve. Extrude upwards. Let's say 50 mm or 25 mm is also fine. 20. Yeah, and then offset surface, select the surfaces, or I will select the curves and go to the layer, deselect the boundary curve for now, create another sub layer, make it hatch, so that curves are for hatch, so I will put them in the hatch layer and off it, and then I will select the surface which I just did, deselect my boundary curve, and then I will use offset surface and offset it both sides, right? And the distance is 0.23 here, but I will change it to, let's say, 7.5 and see what happens. Enter and then right click again and see it is extruded. Okay, so what it did was, again I will tell you what was the issue. Offset surface, I forgot to make solid as yes, right? And if you are not satisfied with the direction, you can use flip all, right? Doesn't matter. I'll just right click. You've got the thing, but it's too huge, so I'll just straight away Control Z, again bring back my command, and I will reduce the distance to 3.5 and right click again. Now this is okay for me, and group it straight away. Good, right? We have got the hatch pattern, we have got the curve. So if you remember, flow along surface requires a base curve and the target base surface and a target surface. So this will be my base surface. So but this is only curve, I will create a surface out of it. Just use my surface from planar curves, right? This, we got the surface, and this is my target surface, and these are the objects which I want to flow. So let's bring that flow along surface. You can go to deformation here, flow along surface, or you can just type flow along surface. Select objects to flow along surface. These are the things which I want to flow. Right click, select base surface. I will select somewhere in the middle here, right, closer to the edge. And same way I will select somewhere in the middle here, closer to the edge. No, yeah, surface. Okay, let's try again. Object, right click, base surface, target surface. So you saw there was an issue. I'm not able to flow it properly. So because this is curved and this is creating a problem. There is another faster method, right? Let me bring back this again, curve from object, and I will just create a UV curve. So I will select surface to create UV curves from points. So this is my surface. I will right click, it will give me a straight line. This is the best way to do. Most of the cases it works, but sometimes unroll surface also works well. So this, I just wanted to show you how it works. Go to the top view. Okay. So you can see the axis is green and red, and I will bring my hatch pattern straight away. Okay. And do the same thing here. Same thing also I will just repeat here. I will select these curves, hatch, and explode it, right? And then extrude it. 20, right? My curves are selected. I will put them in hatch, select my extruded hatch, deselect my boundary curve, offset surface. Already distance was set from the last time. I'll just right click and group it. Okay, and then I have to create the base surface out of the curve. So I will select the boundary curve and create this base surface. Now let's try this. What happens? Let's see. Flow along surface. Go to the deformation toolset, flow along surface, select objects to flow. This is my object. I want to flow, right click, base surface will be this one. Again, the same, almost nearby the center, and target surface is the top one. Okay, there is some issue still. What I can do is I will just do some minor changes, right? Bring back my flow along surface, select the object, right click, and base surface and target surface. And before that, just go to the parentheses and just do some changes here. Constant normal no, auto adjust no, and preserve structure no, right? And just go back to the center and use this. This is good. I invite you to do something by yourself. Like if you see here in the previous this thing, I'll just off this, right? Okay, this was not kept there, so I will just put that in the deform geometry. Now if you see, I have given an offset, right? So what you can do from your side, I want you to do this exercise. If I hide this, just I will explain you. In this face only, you create an offset, and in that offset, you create the hatch pattern, right? And let the base surface be this only, and in the offsetted portion, you create the hatch. And then flow it along this surface. So you will get a pattern like this, right? Something like this. Let's say this is my surface. I will just duplicate border just to show you, and I will create offset of the curve, offset, right? I will select the curve and use through point, whatever distance you want to give offset, you can just do it. And then I will use, instead of hatching on this curve, I will just hide the surface. Instead of hatching on this, which we did previously, I will hatch inside this, and I will create this as a base surface. So you will see automatically this whole thing will be flowed along, and you will get something like this. So I want you to try like this. Okay, I will bring back my thing, right? So this is done, and if I open my structure, you can see I'm already getting that. Now I can remove that surface, the top one, because I've already got my geometry on that. So I can select this, I can hide this, or yeah, I will select this surface and hide it. Now I can see my structure and my jali very beautifully here, right? So you can play with this as you want. You can have some slits. In that slit, you can create that pattern. Don't need to be the whole wall, right? Everything, whatever changes you want to do, I'll just delete this, not required. Whatever changes you want to do, just use this flat UV surface and do it. You create patterns, you create a number of things in this, and just flow it along this surface, and you will get whatever you have done here in this manner. The same thing you will follow for other surfaces as well.